Louis, D-Ga. This week was lying in state at the U.S. Capitol for 3 days as part of a 6-day celebration of his life planned by his family. The celebration included a processional over the Edmund Pettus Bridge, where he was beaten in 1965 as he led a group marching from Selma, Ala, to Montgomery, Alabama, protesting obstacles to black people's right to vote. Louis also was honored at the Alabama State Capitol and his casket was driven past the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., where he was the youngest speaker at the 1963 March on Washington, the event where King Jr. made his "I Have a Dream" speech. In this March 17, 1965, file photo, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., fourth from left, foreground, locks arms with his aides as he leads a march of several thousand to the courthouse in Montgomery, Alabama. From left are, an unidentified woman, Reverend Ralph Abernathy, James Foreman, King, Jesse Douglas Sr., and John Lewis. Lewis, who carried the struggle against racial discrimination from southern battlegrounds of the 1960s to the halls of Congress, died Friday, July 17, 2020. AP photo file King was the person who, more than any other, continued to influence my life, who made me who I was, Lewis wrote in his 1998 autobiography, Walking with the Wind. Lewis was the son of Alabama sharecroppers and engaged in decades of activism before being elected to Congress in 1987 and living to see Obama's inauguration in 2009. When we were organizing voter registration drives, going on the freedom rides, sitting in, coming here to Washington for the first time, getting arrested, going to jail, being beaten, I never dreamed, of the possibility that an African American would one day be elected President of the United States, Lewis wrote shortly before Obama assumed office. Lewis by 1963 had been arrested no fewer than 24 times while protesting, and by the end of his career had been arrested more than 40 times. He liked to talk about getting into good trouble. In this February 15, 2011, file photo, President Barack Obama presents a 2010 Presidential Medal of Freedom to U. Representative John Lewis, D-Ga, during a ceremony in the East Room of the White House in Washington. AP photo Carolyn Kaster, file House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, D-Calif, also will speak at the Lewis funeral Thursday, as will King Jr.'s daughter Bernice King. President Trump and former President Jimmy Carter will not be in attendance. Fox News' Chad Pergram, Mike Emanuel, Morgan Phillips and Ronn Blitzer, as well as the Associated Press, contributed to this report.